everybody, it's Mike, that LT1 Supra. Well, we broke some stuff again, so anyway, I don't think it's anything major, but got the new turbo on and was just kind of doing some cruising around, some light hits and everything, and I've been having some issues past few months with the clutch engagement. So at first I thought it was a hydraulic issue, so I was making some clutch pedal adjustments and stuff like that. It seemed to kind of help adjusting the pedal. It was, I think, more of a band-aid. Yesterday we were driving it and took it for a local Toys for Tots thing, which was actually put on by our local Toyota club, which was kind of funny because, you know, this thing's hardly a Toyota anymore, but it's still fun to show up with it. But anyway, we were doing some riding around, and you could be sitting at a red light in first gear with your foot to the floor on the clutch, and the car is moving forward because the clutch is grabbing. And then randomly when we were driving it, I felt like a pop in the pedal, and the clutch is now slipping. So I don't know what's going on with it, but I lifted it up in the air, started to do some investigating, and that's just kind of where I'm at today. I may end up having to pull the trans out, look at the clutch, because I don't think it's a hydraulic issue. There's no reason why the clutch would work 1 second and then another second it doesn't, and then, you know, clutch is grabbing and then it stops grabbing, and then it's slipping, and so it's just doing some weird things. I have a feeling there's something going on with the clutch fork itself. This is an LT1 T56, so it's got the pull style clutch and not with the external slave, not the internal slave. So it does have a clutch fork. So I have a theory on that. So anyway, I got the car up in the air, and gonna be looking at everything and go from there. But let's see what we find. We're under the car right now. Just figured I'd try and show you guys what I have going on down here. I pulled the slave out and pulled the spacer out for the slave cylinder, and I'm just looking inside here. This thing is just, something's going on with this clutch fork. So even when it's in there all the way, it's not seated properly. Anyway, and of course now it's not going to want to line up with the throttle bearing, so I can show you guys. But anyway, I don't know if I can get this to focus in there. There it goes. So there is it's called a T-bolt. I don't know if it's an adapter, but a T-bolt flange, I guess you can call it, where that bolt is right there. And it basically, this clutch fork slides in, and it slides into the throttle bearing, and it's kind of pops in place over this T-bolt. Well, if you look at this side of it, I feel like this thing has got a lot of slack in it. So even when it's snapped into place, which it's not right now, but even when it's snapped into place, the clutch fork is way back here, and it's actually, if you put your foot to the floor on the clutch fork is actually rubbing the pressure plate. So I think this thing is not adjusted properly, and I think my theory is that the whole clutch fork is basically sitting too far this way, and it's throwing the angle of the throw off. And I'm thinking that it might be loose, and this thing is moving around back and forth, and that's what the pop I heard was. So unfortunately, you can't really do a whole lot from the outside. This is all the room that you have right here. I have enough room where I can potentially get a wrench on that bolt there, and I could probably take it out, but putting it back in will probably be impossible. So so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm probably gonna have to pull the trans out and kind of go from there. So yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. I've only pulled the transmission out of this thing maybe, 13 times. So but yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated on this. Alright, well, there's not much to do outside. got this nice Florida weather. It's just raining away. Got construction in front of the house right now too. So I guess there's nothing better to do than go ahead and pull this transmission out. So that's what I'm gonna get started on right now. Wish me luck. Should take probably 30 minutes to pull the trans on this thing since it's already on jack stands. So here we go. Alright guys, well, like I said, it's about 30 minutes. So about 30 minutes it takes to get the transmission out of this thing. Now, when I pull it, I leave the bell housing on the car and just yank the transmission out. It's pretty easy on this thing. So obviously this thing is pretty yucky, but I think this is my problem here. So this thing is fully clipped on here right now, and the problem is that, I guess from what I understand, that these things wear out. So that little T-bolt right there, this guy is a bolt, and there's a bracket there. And when you bolt the transmission in, you got your your throwout bearing right here, and this slides. The forks slide into the bearing, and it pivots on this T-bolt. Well, this thing, I mean, the spring is supposed to be holding that fairly tight on there, and it's supposed to be pretty snug. This thing's got a ton of play, and it's got a ton of room in it. And what I think is going on is that T-bolt on there is just worn slap out. The back side of it, right there, is just worn out really bad. So I have a couple ideas. I'm gonna see if I can order a new one and just see availability and see if I can get one pretty quick. But if I can't, I'm thinking about taking it apart and trimming down the back side of it where it bolts to the trans, and basically tightening up that gap and bringing it closer to the trans to kind of make it a little bit more snug. I think that'll work, but I'm gonna take it apart here in a second and go from there. Worst case scenario, I'm ordering another one anyway, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna mess with right now. So, all right. So what you can see. So take this guy off. And this thing here. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I'm guessing that this thing is just worn out really bad, causing a bunch of play. It's the only thing that makes sense. The fork looks like it's in good shape. I don't see any breaks or cracks or anything like that. Everything else seems to be working properly. So what I'm going to do is, I was thinking about maybe taking some material off of this side here, and I think if I do that, basically take the material off, it'll pull the whole T in further towards the trans, which will make the fork sit closer, which will bring it hopefully back into the range of where it should be pivoting. It's just a, kind of a trial and error type thing right now, but might try and give that a shot and see what it does, and just see how it fits. So that's what we're going to try now, see how it goes. Oh, what's up guys? So transmission's back in. Total time probably 2.5 hours to take the transmission out. I believe I fixed it. I just bolted the trans back up. Drive shaft is still out. Still some things I need to button up, but as you can see, I'm covered in dirt and grime and shit. But anyway, transmission's back in. I did bolt the slave cylinder back up, and the car is a pain in the ass to get in right now. But just because it's up on the lift or up on the jacks, and the seats they suck. But anyway, transmission's back in, and I'm gonna test it out. I did get in there and test out the pedal. The pedal feels really good. Feels normal. So, but I think I'm done for tonight. Just to end this video off for today, you know, if there's any questions on the car or anything in particular on the LT1 that I can help with, I'm not an expert. Obviously, I've got some experience in this, but I'm by far not even close to being an expert. But if there's something that I have done that I can help you with, answer any questions or anything like that, I'd be happy to. Just send me a message on YouTube, or send me a private message on the Facebook page, which is that LT1 Supra, if anybody was wondering. And I'd be happy to help. I try and help when I can. If I don't know the answer, you know, I'll try and point you to somebody that does. But you know, I just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and make sure you share the videos and hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. And just, you know, I'm just trying to build the YouTube channel up a little bit. I've got you know, some fun stuff that I want to do with the car, and hopefully some shenanigans, and you know, hopefully have something enjoyable for you guys to watch here soon. So get this thing finished up and back up on the road in the next few days. Oh, also tomorrow the new gears come in for the rear end, going with a 358. So I originally had a 373 LSD rear end in it, factory rear end. I broke it. Put a 430 welded diff in it, and that, you know, held me over. But I got the new 358s coming in tomorrow with a full rebuild kit, new bearings, ring and pinion, everything. Also have a shim kit for the LSD, so I can get that, make sure the LSD is working properly. But yeah, so that's where we're at, and you know, so hopefully get the new rear end together this week with hopefully a working clutch. I might try and drive this thing down to Daytona on Sunday. It's my only day at work this week, unfortunately, but we got the Turkey Rod Run in Daytona at the Daytona Speedway. I'd really like to go, but it just, you know, depends on the car and timing and all that stuff. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.